Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. It is Friday, which means the end of your work week and also means that the most entertaining live music that you're going to find is going to start in just a moment. We don't have just live music. We've got a great conversation with some funny dudes that I have, and we've got Five Star Guitars sponsoring the show. So my buddies at Five Star have been incredibly supportive from the beginning. If you're a guitarist or if you're inspired to play guitar by watching my next guests, then go to fivestarguitars.com/all-access-live, and you're going to see several pages of guitar accessories, cases, strings, tuners, all that good stuff. And you'll get 15% off if you use the promo code ALL-ACCESS15. So fivestarguitars.com/all-access-live will get you those deals. And there's no sales tax here in Oregon. So you're going to save a bunch of money and then 15% by using that promo code. Also there, you can get repairs and lessons from pros like Jennifer Batten. Jennifer has been doing a Guitar Cloud Symposium that on March 20th, she's got an opportunity for you to sign up and learn how to get the good gigs. So her deep dive session of the Guitar Cloud Symposium can be found at the link below, and she gives virtual lessons through Five Star Guitars. So double bonus, and if you do so, make sure that you let them know that Five Star Guitars and All Access Live sent you. Now, before we get started, I'm going to welcome you guys from all sorts of different platforms, but I want you right now, if you're watching, to go down to youtube.com/all-access-live with Kevin Rankin, because in about 5 minutes, I'm going to be turning off the stream to every place except YouTube. So if you're watching on Facebook, take down the link, head over to YouTube and subscribe to this channel. And then if you subscribe, you're going to get a chance to watch the archive of this show. Plus, you'll find over 165 other episodes. Great episodes from MTV VJs to rock star guitarists and drummers, actors, and visionaries. Coming up, you'll be notified about great drummers like Dean Castronovo next week. We've got Tawny Katane coming up at the end of the month. And I just have a surprise that I booked Rudy Sarzo yesterday. So he'll be here April 1st. That's not a joke, not an April Fool's joke. So all sorts of stuff to look forward to. You got to go to you got to go to youtube.com/all-access-live and subscribe to the channel. Now, before we get started with the hilarity and conversation, I'm just going to share a little live music from my buddies in B.A.M.
I got a date because of this song.
So how nice is it to get Friday night live music? I want to thank the guys at Northwest Talent Spotlight and Bobby Pilata for putting that together. I know that these guys played there shortly, I guess, a few months ago. We performed there a couple of nights ago with Mike Skill and of the Romantics. We did some live streaming, and I know the production guys there. They're fantastic. Sounded great. I can't wait to share these guys with you. So, without even making you wait any longer, let me introduce you to Brandon Cook, Michael Killian, and Andrew Greene. How you guys doing?
What's up? How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Andrew's connection is so slow trying to get him in. Oh, he dropped. All right. So like a drummer, he's going to show up last, right? So yeah. Right. I am. Well, you know what? This is your opportunity. You guys have until he logs in to talk a whole bunch of shit about him. Okay. So
we'll actually get to talk while he's not here, right?
Right. Yep. Alexandria Moss in the chat. She's already started saying Friday is my favorite F word. So you guys have a gig tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So most musicians that I've been talking to on the show kind of been going nuts because we've had sort of a loss of identity, right? The thing that made us most fulfilled has been taken away, stripped away, like everybody on the planet. Hey, we've all had some issues, but what you want to tell a little bit about the gig tomorrow? I don't think it's a public gig, right? This is a private.
Yeah, it's a private party.
Okay.
And we're not allowed to disclose the location.
Good. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll bet it feels pretty good, at least to know that you're going to be out rocking, right? So,
yep.
Yeah, same lineup, right? The three of you guys. You always have Andrew right in the middle with the cajon.
Yep.
Absolutely.
All right, and he's got a cajon riser too, right?
It's like a B.A.M sandwich.
I know, Michael, you're the fabricator man. The metals man. So you put together that cajon riser.
Yeah.
How much of that was he peeking over your shoulder saying, "Yeah, you need to sneak. You got to make it a little bit taller, right? I got to be taller than everybody." Really? You did it. You just said, "All right, we're gonna."
Yeah. He was. We talked about doing a riser for him, and then I was like, "Yeah, I got an idea. I could do it." And he was like, "Cool, just do it."
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, he knows you got his back. And I think you moved into a more secure Wi-Fi or wireless connection too, didn't you? So
yes, I was going to ask you. I'm relocated
sorry.
my entire everything, and yeah.
Thank you for doing that. You had. I'm going to tell people that you did have the best backdrop, man. You had guitars strewn across the back, and it looked like when I had Kenny Aronoff on, and he had all his platinum records behind. Right. It kind of looked like that, But
yeah, except I don't have platinum records. But yeah, I was trying to make it look cool. But
yeah, did you happen to catch any
tin records?
Yeah. Well, mine are all like 8 tracks, 8 tracks. All right. No, we had to stop talking about Andrew. He's back.
Hey, there he is.
How you doing, buddy? Oh, you better put your headphones on. Andrew, can you hear us? He can't hear us.
You were muted.
He's
Sorry.
just blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, so we can talk about other things besides Andrew now. Welcome back, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we were talking backdrops. Brandon, I can't tell what the poster is in the background there. Is that a poster of you?
That's Slash. The real Slash.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Here we can do this. We'll make you bigger. All right. There you are. All right. There's that's Brandon's nemesis. So all three of you guys are part of Appetite for Deception, Guns N' Roses tribute. And you've got the Journey tribute. The Foreigner tribute. Journey, Jukebox Heroes, and trying to think of what other iterations. Yeah, besides B.A.M that you guys do together. Is there any other project that you guys all have now?
Together, no. Throughout the years, we've certainly had
those
projects.
3.
Okay,
I think those are the only 3 today.
I as people start feeding into the chat here, I should say for people that may not know, the first time that I got to meet you guys, I think I'd already met Andrew. I had met Andrew. Yeah, we hung out a little bit, I think, in LA. But you guys invited me down to what was the name of that club? It was it was named after a dragon or something like that on the other side of Burnside.
American Cowgirls?
It was not that one. It was another it was a Halloween event. Had an upstairs. Yeah.
Outlaws.
Nope. Dixie. The Dixie.
It wasn't even that one.
No?
Nope. It was across the street from Dixie, but that's okay. You know, it doesn't.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
it was some name like Barracuda. Oh, that was what? It was Barracuda.
that was
Oh,
Barracuda.
when we did the thing and you played with Julian.
Yes.
You played like Purple Rain with Julian or something that night.
Yeah,
Didn't you?
I played a handful of songs with you guys. That's right.
Yeah.
And I was amazed that you still continued to talk to me because I was inebriated and barely could stand up or sit up on my chair. But I remembered,
like Mr. Incredible or something that
Hey.
night.
not that year. No, he was a pimp that year, and I was Alien Predator, and I wore the entire costume while I played. It actually fell apart and crumbled underneath the drum kit. So
Chad Smith style.
yeah, Douglas McQuirter says porta potty, but I don't think you're all three in porta potty.
That's
No.
just me. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's just Andrew.
yeah. It's
And it's
well-
porta party, just to be clear.
Oh, maybe they're thinking
Yeah,
that
just-
maybe Douglas is
We
trying to
like
have.
distance ourselves.
Oh, that's something different. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So anyway, I was just saying, Andrew, before you hopped on, normally you guys would be doing a gig Friday night. I know you got the private gig tomorrow. How are you guys normally getting your bookings? Because it's a little bit different, right? You guys have a 3-piece acoustic gig, so you don't have to have as much of a sort of footprint, right? When you walk into a venue,
Right.
you probably do smaller scale. And are you oftentimes supporting like big rock acts?
That seems to be about how it works out a lot.
Okay.
There was that, and then there's we definitely have a relationship with Dallas, largely through
Dallas, Oregon, by the way.
Dallas, Oregon. Sorry,
Yeah.
largely through due to the fact that Appetite's roadie English lives there, and we've played coffee houses, and so we used to do a monthly gig at a coffee house there, which just
Coffee
tripped us
house
out
with
singing
alcohol.
Acoustic Rat and having people sing along with you, of all things. So we couldn't. It was an audience we couldn't out obscure. So we all
Right.
it all just turned into this this night long party.
I love it. Somebody's just saying in the chat that Prest is closed. That was your regular gig
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to try to avoid like all those depressing thoughts of the venues that are closed and the gigs we don't have, because those things will be coming back. Gigs are going to be coming back. People are going to be healthy, and you all the people that are not playing are going to be excited to get out there and enjoy the music. I even though my thing was just streamed the other day, it was so cathartic to get together with a band of musicians and play at with Bobby Pilata's group. It was to me it was just like a rebirth. It was pretty crazy. I was buzzing for about 48 hours. Is this gig tomorrow? Is that your first gig collectively that you've been able to do a B.A.M thing since the pandemic started?
We did one, I want to say outdoors in Dallas in September, I think it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was
it's
just
like
an
that.
hour or two. So it's not been the only one, but it definitely, we had our first practice since the pandemic started, probably in, it was last week, I think it was. Because, we don't always do that.
Are the
We
harmony?
actually never do that.
Yeah. Were the harmonies? Did they need to be dusted off, or do you guys have that kind of like locked in muscle memory now?
Depends on the song.
Who you ask?
Okay, because I love the harmonies that you guys do. You find the perfect songs for 3-part harmonies, and that example of you doing the Faster Pussycat song. It's so awesome to hear that, man. You never hear bands playing that. When we had Ricky Rackman on the show, after we did that episode, we went up by the fire and Joff Metz sang Fast Bathroom Wall.
Nice.
I forgot who was playing guitar.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, well, even really inebriated, Ricky was blown away because he said, man, every time I walk into a club, a band will start to play that because they know that Tammy and I are really good buddies. But he said, that was actually really good. But I think once Ricky sees you singing it, I think he's going to be even more. Yeah, man, you've got it down.
Joff Metz will kill me on it. So.
No, only if he's completely wiped out. Yeah, but Doug, we don't know if Hairfest is happening. We're not going to speculate about anything because we don't know, right? So I would imagine, I could probably say with pretty confidence. I can confidently say that Hairfest will happen in 2022.
That's
right.
That
Oh,
sounds
for
about
sure
right.
by
Yeah.
then.
There you go. So Doug, just get your tickets, buy an RV, get your spot reserved early.
Yes.
Man,
We've already got our walkers ready since it'll
Yeah.
feel like it had been 10, 20 years.
I'm telling you,
Right.
man, my gig this week made me feel like an old man. You know, I know my stamina wasn't there the way it had been, and you know, it's weird. I never sweat, but I was sweating. No, that's
I was gonna say I wasn't gonna say anything, but
yeah, no, I was much sweatier at this gig, and I realized, you know, it's the COVID pounds, right? They just stacked on. But you guys find that if you're practicing, and you know, do you feel like even your fingers get tired? You're gonna your the muscles that you were using from gigs has kind of been laid dormant for a while.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Dude, I actually when Brandon like sent us a message and asked us if we'd, you know, about this gig that we have tomorrow. And we're like, "Oh yeah, we can do that." That night, I had a fucking nightmare. It was the worst nightmare I've had in so long. And it was that we were doing this big, huge, you know, Appetite gig, and the show was starting with me doing just some kind of strumming, arpeggiating thing, but that was like 2 or 3 minutes long. And as soon as I started, the entire band was looking at me and like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I'm looking at them like, "I don't fucking know." And so it was like 2 minutes of that.
in
And
no way
then-
was that an actual memory.
And I just bailed out, and you know, the crowd went wild, but all my band was looking at me like, "You fucking suck." And I woke up
This sounds more
literally
like a flashback.
sweating. I was so scared. That was like the most frightening thing ever. And I think it's because, you know, we haven't played in so long.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
You had any experiences like that in real life?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been a long time.
Well,
But-
I mean, you know, I every once in a while I love to have those conversations, right, about the most embarrassing moment on stage. You have any of those that you would? I mean, I already know about all of Brandon's, so in the world probably does
Not
too.
all
But
of
Brandon, what? Okay, tell me the most embarrassing moment on stage.
Well, I would never classify most of them as embarrassing. They're just hilarious.
Okay,
Like, there was this one time we played in South Dakota, and on the last note, I ran to jump up in front of the drum riser, and for some reason, my feet didn't stick. I went ass over tea kettle and feet up in the air and everything. It was awesome. And then I just
Oh,
It was-
shredded.
It was like a cartoon when a character falls and his eyebrows bounce. It was like that.
oh
That
man,
was great.
Because
but
like, and you played it up too, if I remember correctly, and like stuck your feet up and stuff.
Yeah, totally.
that is you have to do that, otherwise, yeah, you have to make it look like you did it on purpose, right?
Exactly.
So, how about you, Michael? Have you ever dropped your pants on stage on accident?
No, not on accident.
Yeah, you're right.
No, I've,
Something
No, I
about mashed
can't think-
potatoes.
you know, actually,
No.
my most embarrassing moment had nothing to do with this band or even these guys. I was playing at Satyricon in like 1990, probably.
Okay.
And I had wrapped my cord around the handle of my head so it wouldn't just pull out when I was running around or whatever, and which I thought was a great idea, right? And so then when I'm running around, it just ripped my head off of the speaker and crashed onto the stage. So that was kind of embarrassing.
Yeah. Did it break?
No, but
Alright.
you know, it disconnected and shut off. So
Yeah.
then you know, But-
I just got a text from English that says when BC's wig came off. I'm assuming he's talking about the last Aladdin show.
I was at that Aladdin show. I saw that one too. And I was the impressive thing was how quickly you grabbed the wig and went off stage. Like you know, that's something you had planned for. So kids, if you're starting to play music and you really want to impress the crowd, have contingency plans, right?
Oh,
You gotta make
yes.
sure that the stuff that you wouldn't think about, you don't want those things to happen while you're in front of people. So I mean, the wig thing is tough, right? I had situations like that too, where stick chips, where your stick gets shredded from hitting the hi-hat of the cymbals, would grab my wig and just yank,
Yep.
like just slide back, you know. But you wonder how the Steel Panther guys have done it, right? I think they've just done it so much that they got every contingency.
they are just such the consummate professionals and experts at that they probably never have a problem.
Right. Because they've
I
practiced it
choose to believe
thousands.
that, even if it's not true.
Yeah.
I think the key is to mess up so much that each time you go, oh, well, when this happens again, I'll do X. And then, you
Keep
know,
telling yourself
Right.
that.
yeah. I mean,
yeah. That the way we do that in a flock of seagulls, we say, well, you can think that if you want to. That's the way to end every statement. It's
Right.
passive aggressive, real slam. But
Brennan does that when soloing. He's like, I didn't fuck up. That's jazz.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
what that was.
right,
I just
Yeah.
repeat it 3 times and then
Yeah, that is jazz.
Avant-garde. How about you, Andrew? Do you have a most embarrassing moment?
Aside from the curly wigs, in particular, like if I throw a stick and miss it, the curly wigs will tend to just like grab the stick, so I'm sitting there with a stick hanging off it. But the most embarrassing one wasn't a show, but it was the last Nicodemus video shoot I did, and
that's Andrew's old band, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was in this band once, and so we were shooting a video, and it was one of those things where it was we were shooting the performances one at a time against a projected backdrop, you know, and I'm sure Joni has a ton of outtakes. We didn't want, you know, normally I have sticks, just bundles of sticks on either side of me, and we didn't want that in the video, so I was playing with like one pair that I could not hold on to. And every time I would drop it, they'd just go, you know, keep going. So I'd have to go like with this in-ear rig that I was using so I could hear everything synced up, you know, drop it, walk across the room and grab it, pick it back up and play again.
Oh my God.
And I did that like 5 or 6 times. And it was just, you know, it wasn't a crowd, but it was a crew watching. And I'm thinking, these guys think this guy doesn't know what he's doing.
And they were probably right.
I should not have had you disclose that on camera now, because all the guys that are looking for a pro drummer, they're not going to call you if they're like, no.
Well, normally it's not a problem because
right.
everywhere.
It's only
all
happened
they
once,
have to do is listen to him, Kevin. They'll call him.
That's the truth, man. I saw that at the Spawn Factory when Andrew told them how justified.
Don't compliment me, Killian. Man, it throws my whole game off.
Don't worry, it'll never happen again.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I have an actual classic moment I just remembered thinking about playing live with these 2 guys. My wireless was going out when we were playing live at the
so anyway, Andrew,
set your pie hole. And so my wireless was going out, and Bob Kapka was running tech for me that night, and
oh my God,
he found this really long cable. It was like 50 feet long. So I was like, cool, I don't even need to worry about my wireless. So I go running across the stage towards stage right, and Michael Killian walks to the front of the stage and steps on the cable. I got out from under me, and I just went bam, face first down some amazing guitar, and I just cat-like reflexes landed on my back and saved the guitar. It was awesome.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was
deserved it.
Personally, I like the times when Killian walks up to him when Brandon's not looking and pulls the jack out of his guitar just a little bit, and then walks back over the other side of the stage and just kind of watches as Brandon tries to figure out his tech problem.
Just a little bit. You mean he yanks the whole thing out?
Oh no, because he does it with his foot, right? Isn't that how it works?
No, he just walks right up and boom.
Yeah.
That is the best thing about watching you guys. There's tons of spontaneity, you know, and you can see that there's nobody really taking themselves too seriously in that gig, but you put the time in to get the songs together. Harmonies are there, all the parts are there, the signature stuff is all there, but then it's all about having fun, which is, you know, the great thing about going out and seeing live music, and kind of, especially these days, man, just letting go of the world that, you know, is less, I lost Brandon for a sec. There we go. But you know, people can get cut loose and leave their sorrows and, you know, bills behind and just come out and listen to fun music. You branch out.
That's kind of how that whole ridiculous thing started. Was you know, after gigs, either those times when it was just Appetite or some other group, like back at the RV or back at the hotel, or sometimes just we'd go to a party and sit in a corner and entertain ourselves, you know. we would just, drink and play music all night. And I can't remember if it was like we should get paid for this someday, or if it was an accident and we had to. I think we had tried to put various incarnations of the group together that were bigger, but it always came down to the three of us. So
we subbed out for Harris Times. They couldn't do it because
right, yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
At the third.
I think officially that's probably how it started, for sure. Was subbing out for Hair Salt a couple of times.
Mm-hmm. That must, yeah.
But
Yeah,
I think for me, like the coolest thing, or at least what I like about BAM is like you were saying, Kevin, about not taking it too seriously, and just like we have so much fun doing it, even though we always want to choke each other. We have like so much fun doing that because we just kind of play whatever random thing we want. It's super fun for me. Anyway,
do you ever get into the space, Mike, where we're playing and we're giving each other a hard time, and you look up and there's people there, and you're like, "Oh, yeah, you guys are still here."
Exactly.
I forgot.
Oh shit, there are people here. Yeah,
we need to be entertaining to people who don't get the inside jokes,
because we are horrible to each other. Horrible.
Really? You're talking about off stage?
Both.
No, on stage.
Yeah. Oh, well, I've seen the heckles. I mean, I love that you guys had. There was a banter that just happened just before you finished, and you were cracking up. Michael, as you were trying to finish and sing, that you were just laughing. I think Andrew got in. That's usually the deal. Andrew jumps in with a.
Because somebody picks up the phone in a sexy voice, and then I choose a different voice, and every time it throws them off.
Yeah, nice. I've done this a couple of different ways. I've asked people about guilty pleasures, right? And this might be a loaded question for you guys, but musically, I'd love to know. And I know quite a bit about you guys, so I might not be surprised. But if you disclose your guilty music pleasures to this audience, what is something that maybe Brandon Cook would surprise somebody if they got to your playlist on your whatever device? They could see, oh wow, Brandon's into this.
Brandon, before you answer,
oh boy,
I'm gonna dip for 2 seconds, but I'll be right back.
He's gonna go think. He's gonna go look through his playlist and make sure he can delete.
Other than
calling me a poser, Kevin.
Tom Jones acoustic. No, I'm not anything I listen to. I love music in a lot of different forms, and like as I just love it unabashedly. Like I remember when I was like total, I've kind of grown since like the total metalhead days, but like making my first prog.
Have you?
I bought this Lionel Richie greatest hits tape.
Oh God.
I would go to karaoke and do like Lionel Richie and like love the Beatles and like all these great like the like lower tenor voices that because lower tenor voices in the 80s they don't have a lot of them, so right. I had to find more singers to emulate, and like Brandon Boyd from Incubus and some guys that have that, but I just love that stuff. Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton Christmas. I mean, the amount of amazing musicianship on all that stuff, just, I would never, ever like hide that from anybody because I don't know. I just, after going to jazz school, there was a lot of, in jazz school, they're like, like shaming of listening to certain kinds of music. And I remember like the weekend I got out of jazz school, I was like, I'm going to the record store and I'm just buying everything I see that I want. And I bought Eagles and Fiona Apple and Slayer and like, a John Coltrane record and just like everything that I loved. That's what I listen to. And I don't really give a fuck what anybody says.
Yeah. I start because that answer comes up a lot. What I try not to do is make sure that you shouldn't feel guilty about anything you listen to. For me, people would be surprised, that, and Andrew knows this, like a bucket list gig for me would be just one show, Rick Springfield. I want to do one gig with Rick. I think he's a badass. And I think, his drummer, George McBuddy, and all the guys in this band are buddies of mine. And I just, I don't want the gig. I just want once.
He's also immortal, right?
He's over
I mean,
70.
the guy
He's
does not age.
chiseled abs. The guy shreds on guitar, and he's a fun dude. Hangs out and takes his band on Learjets. So that's mine. And people that know the heavy metal moniker are a little bit surprised that Rick is my drum crush. So Michael Killian, you went back and you looked through your notebook, right? You got your cassettes out. And you said, okay, here's my guilty pleasure.
Dude, that's horrible. I was taking a leak.
Oh yeah, Cheryl Blanche says, "Wash your hands." Did you wash them?
Of course I did.
Of course, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I know you.
Yeah, we
guys,
could hear
man.
it like Leslie Nielsen on through your mic, dude. It was like the Naked Gun.
You know what they say is you don't really wash your hands. Your hands wash themselves while you look like a perv 2 feet away.
Oh, I hadn't heard that. No, but well, we can go to Andrew if you want to let the guilty pleasures, and you want to go last.
Andrew, you can't wash with KY, dude. I'm just saying.
Oh, yes, you can.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Man,
I can attest to that. Actually,
is this thing on?
Yeah. Emily wants to know if you washed your hands too. This is we've got a good sanitized crowd here in the chat.
Let's
Andrew.
just say there's alcohol in beer, and alcohol sanitizes. So
okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So the band washes their hands in beer. Nice, Wolverine. Andrew Greene.
No, it's actually two Batmen kissing under
Oh
moonlight.
my god. This is Brandon's DC universe time. This is kind of a big thing, right? The DC Marvel clan that is part of this local community is almost as big as the music community. I know that just under the surface of all the musicians here, I think there are a good number of people that spend as much time playing music as they do watching Marvel and DC movies, right? So
yeah, a load of us are totally Comic-Con people.
All three of you guys?
Not so much, but
okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know DC or Marvel.
Marvel.
Okay.
100%.
Marvel.
I think it depends.
Of course it does.
DC makes.
It depends on whether you're stupid or not.
No. DC up until maybe WandaVision, DC has made better TV shows.
Okay.
And Marvel is just there's no comparison when it comes to movies.
Or more importantly, comic books.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you lost me on that.
Okay, so are
anyway,
you a DC or Marvel comic, Michael?
Definitely Marvel.
Okay.
All right. Same for movies.
This one a direction I didn't expect.
Yeah, well, it's all supposed to go wherever it goes, man. There are no rules. What I try to avoid is make sure that we don't, heckle people too much. But this is the perfect band to do it, so you guys can throw shit around.
Oh yeah.
The guilty pleasures thing is fun for me because I've had a bunch of guys that were completely out of the norm, right? That's like Dave Ellison from Megadeth when he was talking about how disco was his guilty pleasure. And I'm like, what?
Oh,
he
yeah.
said, yeah, well, you
I remember that.
yeah, he said, it's just you wanted to impress the chicks by letting them know you like disco, but you didn't want your buddies to find out about it. And a lot of people were ABBA, right? So all right, Brandon, how about your well, no, you've already given us yours. So I'm going to go with the Kenny Rogers and Lionel Richie for yours. Now, Andrew.
That's a hard question to answer. I mean, I have no guilt about it or anything, but Winger is my favorite band.
No guilt. Yeah, should.
And so I'm like a Winger and Star Trek guy. So basically, I'm Stewart from Beavis and Butthead.
Pleasure.
But I think also, and I just I had a friend who he's a t-shirt guy, an 80s vintage t-shirt guy. And he was in Japan, and he tracked down Nelson After the Rain shirt and sent it to me. So that was something.
Is that that rehearsal we just had?
How are you?
Yeah. And aside from that, I think the only thing that I would be probably surprising, since I grew up playing oldies and like 80s country with my parents, there's a handful of songs that I think for country tunes are pretty heavy and fun. One of them, and part of it is also because I remember my parents singing it growing up. Part of one of them was Harper Valley PTA.
Oh my God, yeah.
and the Juice. Is it Juice Newton, the Queen of Hearts?
That is not country.
It's all that one's kind of borderish because I know people had called her country before. So stuff like that I kind of grew up playing. There's a country song, I can't remember who does it, called "My Baby Thinks He's a Train," and I used to love playing, getting the brushes out and playing like the fast country train beats. So yeah.
Yeah, man. I didn't want to hijack that story at all, but we got to gig with Juice Newton once.
Really?
And she was so awesome.
You're my hero.
Well, no, I told her that actually. It was the weirdest thing. It was for that TV show, Hit Me Baby, One More Time on NBC,
awesome.
And it was Missing Persons, PM Dawn, Shannon, who did Let
PM Dawn.
PM Dawn won it. They beat us, and us and Juice Newton. We were all like 5 bands against.
There's Mike's guilty pleasure right there with PM Dawn.
PM Dawn, yeah. Well, the night before. I can tell this now because he's dead. But the night before, we were all in the same hotel. We were at the Hollywood and Highland, and there's a rooftop pool. And medics had to come and get that dude, the main dude, out because he had a heroin overdose in the hot tub. And we were like, all right, so it's going to be 4 bands. And nope, he showed up. He sat down on a couch. He did his performance sitting down, and they won. So anyway,
my God.
there you go. We have all sorts.
So, in your opinion, Kevin, did he earn that win?
I thought it was, unfortunately, a weird pairing. If you could have bands comparatively that were same genre, same style, it was so far away. I mean, the PM Dawn stuff was so different.
Yeah.
I thought Juice Newton killed it, man. And Shannon was great. It just, there was not great energy. Personally.
What song does Shannon do? I don't know.
Let the music play. That one.
Really? I love
yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's a great song. And she's a super cool chick. But we did not deserve
to
win.
You're gonna have to sing that. BAM's gonna learn it. You're gonna have to sing that. And come out.
Yeah, there you go. That'll be the next BAM. But man, Juice, like, she was a rock star. She was as rock and roll as Joan Jett was. I mean, really. But she did her show. Yeah,
I think that's why I liked playing it, because that's like Queen of Hearts cooks.
Yeah,
and playing it when you're 12 and 13 and only listen to hair metal. I mean, you play it like a rocker. So I used to have a blast playing it.
Yeah.
And it's got cool harmonies in it too.
I mean, I love that. I think Juice Newton, that's a good answer there. I'm going to take that one. I'm not going to take Harper Valley PTA. I'm going Juice Newton. All right. And Michael?
Well, all of a sudden PM Dawn.
Oh,
which is really ironic because that was my ex-wife and my kind of thing was PM Dawn. So when we got divorced, I hate that band, but God, I have a special place in my heart for PM Dawn. Okay. But as far as real guilty pleasures, Jamie Johnson. Love Jamie Johnson, dude.
I'm not familiar with Jamie Johnson. You gonna sing some for me?
No, fuck no, I'm not. Country.
Don't put him on the spot.
Okay.
So his probably biggest hit was a song called In Color.
Okay. What is it about it that gets you?
What's that?
What is it about that gets you?
Dude, because the song seems it's very kind of it's super country, obviously, but it's really just kind of real feeling, okay. and it has this really cool something only country does for the last 30 years, which is give you a narrative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. A real narrative. Even if it's ridiculous, it's a good narrative. So that Jamie Johnson, biggest Grease soundtrack, any song on the Grease soundtrack, I am in love.
Can you sing?
We do not agree on that.
Can you sing all the parts, all the Travolta parts?
I can sing a lot of the parts.
You're
he greases lightning a lot.
Is actually the Olivia Newton-John parts.
You're in the good relationship for that one. I know she knows all of those songs, man. In and out. Doug McWhirter says he expects to see BAM. Now this is BAM. We've got Brandon, Andrew, and Michael here. So that's the BAM. BAM, the acronym. Brandon, Andrew, and Michael is BAM. Do you guys add the dots to indicate the acronym, or do you just put the action punch verb BAM, the adverb?
I have to edit. I have to censor my answers, so someone else go.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate it when we don't do the punctuation and it's just BAM with an exclamation point and it looks like Marvel comic book.
Right, like you're kicking ass and taking names.
That's my favorite because it's
Or like
kinetic.
live action.
Yeah.
I'm thinking as people come out, and they've seen you, if they haven't seen the band, are they a little surprised that these guys are coming up with like this? Most people probably don't know that you're playing a cajon anyway, right? You hear somebody say, the box.
A lot of people don't know what that is. Yeah.
Yeah. So you,
including you most times.
Oh God. That's a hard instrument to play, man. I'm telling you, because I'm not as adept as Andrew, I end up just bleeding. My hands, like the ends of your fingers swell up and they're like twice the size, and you don't feel them for the next several days because it feels like, so
there's an arc. I was going to say that when you were asking about being warm, post COVID, because, I've been singing whenever I'm in the car and playing cajon and hand drums and stuff a little. And even when we practice, that's one thing, but there's something about, playing rock and roll songs on a cajon where, like, when you're doing it right, the songs kind of play you and the energy is just high velocity. I can't play it properly. You know what I mean? I can't, pull back the technique, and I'm just beating the shit out of it, really. And
exactly.
And
you're talking about the Foo Fighters song.
And that's why you still have a job.
It definitely culminates in the Foo Fighters song, but so my worry is that you come out of the gate pumped, beating the crap out of it, and then now I've got 3 more hours to go, and there tends to be an arc where the first hour my hands kind of hurt, kind of good through the second hour, then after the second break my hands hurt so bad they're numb. And then so that like last hour is kind of dangerous because my hands are super swollen. I can't really feel them that much. And then when it's been a while, I get blood blisters on my fingertips.
That's where Andrew sounds like Fred Flintstone taking off.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Man.
The meat paws don't help. These sausagey fingers don't hurt.
I'm going to tell you what. When the fans go out and they see this band, they don't miss, I think, the fullness of electric, because you guys put so much into it. The energy's there, but I'll tell you what's missing. When you see you guys live on stage playing electric and Andrew's behind a real kit, the sex face. You don't get the sex face. There's, like when somebody's solo and you're in your zone, man, on stage, when you really do your thing, each person has their own. And when you look at them with their stage face, that's what you can picture.
Have you ever had any people capture that face for you? For me, I've caught it and it's so intense. It's actually a little frightening that I didn't know I made this I'm going to kill you face.
Oh yeah. All of Andrew's
their grimace
drum face look like either Statler or Waldorf.
Oh,
no,
I don't mean that in a bad way.
Who has the best? Who's got the best sex face in BAM?
Well,
I don't. Like you said, I don't get to do it because I'm singing, so my face is busy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask the chat group here. I'm gonna say,
there you go.
You guys,
I definitely do.
Okay, all right. So it doesn't have to be a BAM sex face. I want to know these musicians who's got the best sex face of all of them. And,
I definitely have the best sex face.
I do like the Dial MTV one.
Dial MTV.
Downtown Julie Brown might have something to say about your thing, Brandon. But I do notice that you have a Loyal Order shirt on. Is that a new pop band?
It is a new band with this one singer I know that he kind of sucks, but we're working with him, trying to get him up to snuff. Just kidding. I love
How do you work in bands where people suck, man? Like that.
Why are we talking about BAM while we're here?
Well, they say it's They say it's like when you're if you can't find the crazy person on the bus, you probably are the crazy person on the bus.
Ooh.
It's the same thing
Nope.
for when you suck. You know, it's like if you can't find the guys that suck,
It's probably you.
Yeah. I keep looking in the mirror and
Yeah.
The
This band's amazing.
oh,
Wait,
Doug, your buddy Doug McWhirter, he says it doesn't count until you have the blue hair, Michael. I miss your blue hair. I
Yeah.
really do.
Dude, this is the first time in about 12 years that I've had natural colored hair. And it's fucking freaking me out, dude.
It's freaking me out too.
I used to call him.
It's so much darker than when I started dyeing, doing weird colors. My hair was like really blonde. And now all of a sudden I come out of it and it's not. I'm super shook.
This is the only thing that has wrecked Michael's life in COVID.
Yeah.
It's just the hair color.
Yeah.
Right? So
Just that.
I like that.
Freaking me the
I need
fuck
to-
out, dude.
I miss calling you Smokey Smurf, so you need to have blue hair again.
Yeah. I agree.
I like that Caleb Rankin came in just as I'm talking about sex face. So hi son. He's a big fan of all you guys. That's good. And so Dee Dee's here. I see Dee Dee saying we're making her feel old. When I think of a lot of our community, right, we've got a really cool fan base, and I don't really like to call people, but I don't like to call them fans, right, because they really become friends. I mean, this is like a family, especially in this area. There are these dedicated people that come out as often as like almost every show, and they're not just coming out paying the cover and coming to say hi, but they're buying product, they're buying the merchandise, they're really trying to support these guys. And have you had any kind of like crazy experiences where maybe some of them went a little too far, a little crazy fan stuff, Andrew?
In B.A.M, not really. We've had it in some tribute stuff where we've had Mark has adapted this story for Appetite to be at the beginning of My Michelle, where they say how you doing, you respond, and then if you don't respond for an hour, they're calling everyone else in the band to make sure you're okay, and all this weird obsessy stuff. We've had that happen once or twice, but I think for the most part we're pretty lucky as far as fan experiences go.
Yeah, well, how about with Appetite? I would think that band does bring in some crazy stuff especially when you travel. You guys go on the road. The smaller towns. I know that you guys have done Rockin' Rivers in Montana, which is a cool festival not far from my place.
Well, Brendan had that one time where the guy was it was in Montana, I think, where that guy was so high and drunk that he's like hawked a lug on your pedal board, and you had to like make him clean it up.
oh yeah.
No, that was Bozeman,
he
Montana.
That's what I said, Montana.
It was fucking like beer and shit.
Oh,
where did you play in Bozeman?
No, that was actually a loogie.
We played it.
Loogie.
Oh, it was a loogie? No,
Yeah,
dude, where did we play in Bozeman?
Like,
the
go get a
fucking
town.
filler. Where else?
the filler? Is that what you said?
The
Filling station. God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course.
Man.
That was
I think that was the place you told us to book, Kevin.
What's that, buddy?
I think you took that.
Yeah. No, I mean it's a cool fucking little place.
Dude,
right?
it was rad and it was frightening.
Yeah.
Melee.
So English is
bad,
participating in answering these questions via text. And he said, and I think I remember this. I can't remember what town it was. It was in Oregon, where a girl was after the first Duff and kept trying to chase him down and ended up passing out and leaving in an ambulance.
Oh, that was in Bend.
That was okay, right? Yeah.
No, Redmond.
Yeah, Michael, he has the steel trap memory for all the chaos. Like, Mozzarella in the chat is asking if you guys have ever done the Testicle Festival. I have. Actually.
No.
Is that an official thing?
Yeah, it's right outside Missoula.
Yeah,
it's
in Montana.
Yep. It's like 10 minutes outside of Missoula, Montana, just south. And they just do Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah, I know all about it. No,
B.A.M is actually
never
an official
eaten
festival,
balls.
so.
You never have?
No,
Well, I'll admit it. I ate them.
not interested.
Not
afraid.
Not that you.
Clear.
Yeah.
Not afraid.
Dude, some of my best friends are balls. Okay, so come on.
Yeah.
Don't make a big thing out of it.
Just not my preference. That's
don't. Yeah, dude, don't be afraid.
Speaking
What's
of
the
Andrew.
craziest thing you'll eat, Michael?
Oh, that's an open question.
balls.
You will eat balls, just not. No, what
I can attest to that.
No, I'm saying I would do it. It just would not be my preference.
Right.
That is crazy.
If you didn't
It's
know,
like eating a uterus out of a goat. It's just weird.
dude, some people do the placenta thing after birth. That one freaks me out a little bit. You know?
Yeah, that's weird too.
I don't
Wow,
want to,
this-
I don't want to
some
ridicule.
sideways shit that's going.
No, this is what happens, man. When I hang with you guys, so the whole concept behind this show is just if we were backstage right now, this is the conversation we'd be having. I just like to be able to share it with everybody else, man. This is real
This is
life.
the same concept behind BAM, I suppose.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh, I got a text from my wife that reminded me during Appetite photo sessions post gig. I got licked a number of times. Like it was like 1, 2, 3. You know, they're saying say cheese, and the lady just turns around and just tongue right on my sweaty face.
It was just some random chick.
Mm-hmm.
That's pre-COVID, man.
She was
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's totally pre-COVID.
Let's hope. Yeah, let's hope
man.
that's an excuse for that to go away forever.
Some earlier formative stuff that is fun to hear about. I know, Brandon, you've got this really cool Metallica connection. Maybe you talk a little bit about how that thing happened, because people that might not know in the chat here will be blown away by this opportunity for you to play with Metallica.
Oh, well, that happened when I won a KUFO contest. My buddy Jason Thomas came into my teaching. You need to go win this contest, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, Metallica's gonna let you play with them if you win. And I went, okay. So I listened to the information on the way home that night, and I went and practiced. Came back the next day and called him, and basically won a slot to go in and do the audition or whatever, and then I basically got on about 3 different message boards and campaign to win this thing, and I ended up winning, and I met Dan.
Was it like a public vote?
It was a public vote, yeah, and it was
Okay.
worldwide. I actually ended up with people from 6 or 7 different countries voting for me.
Wow.
So people I knew from those message boards that were in Australia, Germany, France, England, America, Canada, Mexico, some South American people too. It was really cool. One of the first times I realized I could do something musically and just spread the word and make it happen.
Yeah.
And the Metallica guys were really super gracious with me. It was kind of when they were going through a rebirth as a band together, and they had all done that Phil Toll. They'd worked with Phil Toll for a year, and they were incredibly gracious and kind people, and they let me play songs with them. And if you go to my YouTube page, just go in for Brandon Cook, you can see the video of me playing on that. And
So that's post Newstead, right?
It's post Newstead with it's the hearing one for the first time ever with bass on it was amazing.
Yeah, right.
Robert Trujillo.
I didn't see them live during the Newstead era, so I never heard.
I did.
Wow, me
Nice.
too. Yeah, several times.
But yeah,
That,
I saw him with the Colt in Rapid City. It was amazing.
1988.
Yeah.
Wow, fantastic. Yeah, that's the experience is awesome. I should have pulled that clip up and shared it with us, but when so 2 days ago, right, I was supposed to have Tawny Katane on the show, and had a last minute change, and just on fortune that my friend Missy Gordon was able to grab Greg D'Angelo to come on from White Lion. What I didn't know about Greg was that the dude was in Anthrax. He started Anthrax with Scott Ian back. So he was 16. He said, my buddies from high school, they all just, put me together with Scott, and we started this band called Anthrax. And he said, yeah, so we got a couple of great tours. That's when the band got signed. And he said, we were still doing kind of regional things. And you guys, I don't know if you already saw this, but the people that are watching here, they may not know. He said they had this huge building, kind of like how we've all had those rehearsal places, where long hallway, lots of rooms, no insulation, just drywall in between the rooms, and 30 bands on every floor just pounding. And so you're dealing with chaos. It sounds like a war zone when you go in. and there was a band that was going to come open for him for this run of shows. And so they came out from the West Coast, and after they listened to him through the hall, went out and met them after they finished their rehearsal, and they said, "Hey man, we're really excited to see you guys." And I can't do an impression, but "Hey man, we're really excited to see you guys." And we're like, so it's Metallica. That was my Lars impression. Yeah. But so Metallica was opening for these guys when they're 17, right? And they had not done like an East Coast thing, and he said, so we got to watch Metallica open for us on this tour when nobody knew about him. And Greg was really, really humble and really cool about talking about his whole stretch of how he got these gigs.
It was a great interview.
It was a cool interview because, what I love is humility. I love the authenticity. If somebody's willing to just open themselves up and talk about process and getting there, maybe some of the stumbling blocks. And so in the environment that you guys are in right now, I mean, you guys have all had really cool sort of national level stuff with original music. If there was a band out there that needed, say, a rhythm guitarist, which band does Michael Killian want to just pick him up out of the Portland area and drag him out?
The Colt.
Okay, that could happen, I think. I mean, that's one thing you could manifest and have pretty.
Just saying. I mean, if you're asking now, definitely the Colt.
Okay, right on. How about you, Brandon?
Man, so many favorite bands and stuff.
Just where do you fit best?
My favorite band in the world is Megadeth. Like if Alex Scolen had shot at that,
Good God, Michael.
If there was like a reunion of like Soundgarden, I would love to play rhythm guitar in that group or something like. That's just dead or alive. I would, if Brian May was like, I hurt my hand.
Dude, that's like 5 bands.
Yeah, you're only gonna get one.
I couldn't pick one either.
That's all right. You're gonna have to.
I'll go with Queen. If Brian May got hurt, I'd do it.
All right. So we got the Colt, we got Queen. Andrew?
I used to think for a while that just because, you have to at some point put a goal out there just to see if the universe picks up on it,
Yeah.
And I thought that Billy Idol would be a fun gig and I could just play 4 on the floor all damn night long.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I could see you doing that too, man. I could see
I'd have to get shorter hair, but I could do it.
No, man. No, like it's not about the hair, right? I've mentioned a million times on this show when we have musicians on talking about, once you have the fundamentals down, that it's so much about the hang, right?
Mm-hmm.
Billy Idol has had so many musicians in his band, but the ones that I've known are wonderful hangs. I knew when Shulman was playing with him.
Yeah,
he's such a great dude. When Tishy was playing with him.
Shulman is the reason, because I saw him. I sort of reconnected with Billy Idol's back catalog when they did the I think it was Storytellers, and they made a DVD of it, and Shulman was playing, and not only was he really interesting to watch, but he had these like weird pancake toms and they sounded great. And so yeah, that's part of when I decided like I could do that. That set seems like a fun,
Yeah. I mean, the fundamentals are all there, for all you guys, man. So much of it takes, trying to connect the right way. I mean, networking is always a really important thing. That right place, right time thing is so key. And, for Brandon, unfortunately, the Queen thing is, actually, it could happen, right? Adam Lambert could say, you know what, dude, I found this guy, I watched this YouTube video of him playing with Metallica, and I could see where, his work on Somebody to Love would be the perfect fit. But, or you could go with Mark Martel. Mark Martel doing the tribute gig, that guy blows my mind. He is such a Freddie clone. It's not even funny, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
Where is that? The LA Queen tribute?
He's from Montreal.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Those guys.
Yeah.
The Hairfest guys.
The Hairfest guys.
No,
okay.
no, not those
different,
guys.
Different.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
no,
this,
I'm sorry.
Mark Martel is in Montreal, and his thing it's uncanny. If you haven't seen it, look it up.
Is he the one that Brian May actually fired from the movie because it made much he couldn't work with him? That guy?
No, he did the work on the movie. He's actually that's
Oh, he
his
did.
stuff. His
Okay.
his singing on the Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah. So
Interesting.
and he actually looks like Freddie. He's got the overbite. It's uncanny. It's freaky. But yeah, this is not the Queen show. I tell you what, there's so many people that love B.A.M here. I'm gonna just take another second and play another song if you guys are cool with it, and then we'll come
Yeah,
back.
there's like two of them, but yes, please.
And we're going to answer some questions. So, guys, get your band questions together. Maybe your favorite experiences of seeing this band in the chat here, and then enjoy a little bit of live stuff. We can have some real music on Friday night. Here we go with B.A.M.
Because I'm part
Oh,
Slash. So
nice.
mozzarella.
Oh, look who's watching. Look at our
The
friend
fresh is
Jennifer
good.
Batten watching our Friday night hang. Hello,
Nice.
Miss Batten.
What's up, Miss Batten?
My
Spurs-
dad has audio of me at 6 singing that song with him at my mom and dad's shows.
my Spurs go jingle jangle.
Yeah, with the stupid cowboy hat and a country shirt, the whole thing.
Let's hear you.
Yeah,
Let's hear
so
you now.
my
No.
Spurs. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have all done shows with Ms. Batten on stage, right?
Of course.
Yeah, man. How cool was that? That Roseland show, right? That was the first show.
Oh, that was the best. Yeah,
yeah.
That was pretty fanboy for me.
and I think I saw her do something similar at the Aladdin.
Yep.
With the screen, and that was and in your backyard a couple times. That was awesome.
One in my living room, and then one in my neighbor's backyard because my yard wasn't big
Neighbor's
enough.
backyard. That's
Yeah,
right.
that one was interesting. I think there may have been people that were almost carted off in an ambulance at that one, but just a little too much,
fun. A little too
Yeah.
much pre-COVID
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, man. But Batten brings the fun wherever she goes. Jennifer, if you're just getting here, we announced that the Guitar Cloud Symposium happening with its deep dive show on the 20th can be found right there. If you go to guitarcloudsymposium.com, you'll find out about how to get the big gigs in your deep dive session. So
Look at that pro overlay. That was
Yeah,
some pro
man.
stuff
With
right
Jason
there.
Bell and
That was
Pete Thorne.
awesome.
yeah, it's a cool lineup. It's not just Jennifer, but just Jennifer would be just fine, right? So
Oh yeah.
man, how cool is this? We got a chance to hang out, all of us in person here on a Friday night instead of a lonely night around the fireplace. I get to hang with my homies. So next week, like I said, I've got a bunch of fun guests for you musicians. Maybe I can have you come up with a couple of questions that you would want me to ask of Fat and guys like Dean Castronovo and. I think you probably can come up with something for Tawny Katane, right?
I have one
yeah.
for Dean Castronovo.
All right.
I have one for Dean. I want to know what it was like touring with Jason Becker and Marty Friedman in Cacophony.
Okay.
I'm
Oh
not sure if he was
yeah.
touring with them, but I know he did two.
He did
two or
Marty's
three
first record, right?
He did Marty's solo album and the second Cacophony record. And
Okay,
just would
I'll
love to
ask
hear
him.
what it was like to play with Jason Becker.
Man, what an incredible story, right? I mean, as tragic as it is, it's so heartwarming for me to see Becker still producing music this
Yeah.
far along in
Right.
ALS. It really,
Yep.
it seems like it's, I think it inspires all sorts of musicians, including our dear friend Merrill Hale.
There's a big tribute to him coming up pretty quick here. I think it's April 1st.
To Jason Becker.
To Jason Becker, yeah.
Let me know. I'll put it in the recap. I'll because I'd like to know about it too. Before we go, I have next week. If we're guys 80s sort of obscure John Cusack movie fans,
Yeah.
Better Off Dead.
Oh yeah. I want my $2.
I thought that one may have been in the night train when you guys were traveling. It seems like I'd seen that
Yeah.
stacked there.
It should
Next
be
week-
if it's not.
Do you remember Monique?
Yes,
Yeah,
from that
sorry.
movie, right?
Yeah. She's also in Last American Virgin. She was in Bill and Ted's. She's going to be on the show on Wednesday. Diane Franklin.
Sweet.
Yeah, she is a lot of fun, man. So if you're able to, Wednesday at 7:00, an evening show. So she's a hoot, man. She has she does some acting coaching, but she likes to kind of make fun of herself too. So if you're an 80s movie buff and you want to jump in on that, that'd be fun. I will take your question, Brandon, to Dean Castronovo, and any other questions you might have for Tony Katane, you can tell me offline. And oh, you know what? Who is this that's asking you in the chat here?
Reindeer costume.
Yeah. Oh, Rima wants you to wear a reindeer costume. Oh, because in Better Off Dead, there's a reindeer costume that Randy, the big like goofy kid that gets paired up with her. Do you remember that scene? Yeah, the
It's
mom.
been a while, I guess.
Yeah. All right, you're gonna have to go watch it. Go watch Better Off Dead
yeah.
before Wednesday. You got 4 days. All right. So
Yeah, not doing it.
the so that next event, Ligature Marks, is on Tuesday. I'm excited to have those guys. A killer local metal band with our buddy Kyle Baltus on drums, and Wednesday, Diane, and our friend Danny Carbo next week as well. So one of my most inspiring drummers. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I love Danny's drumming. He's amazing.
God, man, really. I listen to Cleveland records and I just think that's exactly how it's supposed to be. You know, it's perfect.
So, yes.
And that dude has a, it's the dad in Better Off Dead. It's not the kid. All right. Sorry. Thanks, Rima. So yeah, Danny's going to probably open up, share some pretty real stuff, man. So I'm looking forward to that. So you guys have a wonderful show tomorrow. I'm excited that people got to hear a lot of live music from you guys here tonight. And Andrew, take care of those fingers, get them taped up. And if the ladies get a little too crazy tomorrow, just keep them at bay.
Yeah, no licking.
Right. Well, you've got one single guy in the band. I'm sure he wouldn't mind the lick. So,
oh yeah.
How about it, fellas?
In fact, why don't you go change your shirt in? It says right here that So make sure Brando gets licked tomorrow. You guys have a wonderful show. Everybody out there, have a fantastic weekend. We're gonna get killer weather. I'm gonna go find a waterfall tomorrow. So thank you for being here. If you have not done so, please subscribe to this channel. I need these hours. I'm at the point right now. I've just got a few hours left in order to be able to go to the next level and be a YouTube advertising partner. So,
nice.
Yeah, man. So see you next week. Guys, have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here.